I'm a med aide, so when I arrived on the scene, they still had kids inside. They started bringing the kids out, and I was aiding assistants. One little girl was just covered in blood, head to toe. Like, I thought she was injured. I asked her what was wrong, and she said she's okay. She was hysterical, saying that they shot her best friend, that they killed her best friend, and she's not breathing, and that she was trying to call the cops. And I asked the little girl the name, and she told me, she said Amerie.
That's how you learn.
That was Angel Garza, whose 10-year-old daughter was shot and killed during the shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. He shares more about his daughter in the next clip, and it is difficult to watch, so I want to give you that warning. But this is the reality that so many parents in America have either already faced or are terrified to face in the future.
She was so sweet, Mr. Cooper. She was the sweetest little girl who did nothing wrong. She listened to her mom and dad. She always brushed her teeth. She was creative. She made things for us. She never got in trouble in school. Like, I just want to know what she did to be a victim. She just tried to call the police.
She actually tried to call.
Yes, I got confirmation from 2 of the students in her classroom that she was just trying to call the authorities. And I guess he just shot her. How do you look at this girl and shoot her? Oh, my baby, how do you shoot my baby?
The first time I watched that, I started crying when he said, she brushes her teeth. She does her homework. She didn't do anything wrong. Why was she killed? Every politician watching that thinks, don't care. I'm not gonna do anything.
The Senate's on recess right now.
They went on effing vacation. They went on vacation. Schumer proudly declared the next day, we are not going to vote on any gun control because he's afraid of the Republicans. The Republicans look at that and go, who cares?
It's not my kids.
And by the way, if you're one of these right-wingers who say no gun control, right? You know what you're saying? You're saying your guns are more important than our kids. By the way, you're also saying your guns are more important than your kids. You value your guns more than your own kids? You monsters. You are. Look at that dad. Look at that poor little girl. Why did that happen? Every country has the same amount of mental health issues. Every country. No other country murders its own kids. There are no mass shootings in schools in any other country. The mainstream media creates an illusion that covers the whole country as if like we do everything the best. No, there are some things we literally do the worst.
A lot of things we do the worst.
We have a mass insanity in this country where we go, oh, dead, murdered children all over the streets. Oh, at least we have our guns.
Yep.
The other countries do gun control. So this guy who killed everybody, he's 18. He can't buy a beer, but he can buy an AR-15 and murder your kids. And everybody thinks that's normal, and not a single politician is gonna do anything about it. You say, well, hey, Cenk, that's not fair. A lot of the Democrats do want to do something.
No, they don't.
Wait. Do they?
Do they?
Because they just went on vacation.
That's right.
They just went on vacation, and they explicitly promised our beloved Republicans, we promise that we won't do gun control. And you know what Schumer says? Oh, just elect more Democrats. Why? What good would it do? You just have more Democrats who would lie at the feet of the Republicans and lick their goddamn boots while our kids are murdered. Okay, that's on all of you see that little girl? All the politicians who took money from the NRA and anti-gun control groups, they all led to her death. They all led to her murder. They don't like it. I don't give a goddamn that they don't like it. I don't like that poor little girl is dead and her father is heartbroken. And we're all heartbroken, except the heartless politicians who take nonstop bribes. Ted Cruz has taken over $440,000 in bribes, and he watches that little girl die, and he doesn't give a damn. You know what he thinks? Oh, good, this will get me more money. This is a big controversy. The anti-gun control groups, basically the gun manufacturers who make profit off of this, will have to bribe me more. That's who these monsters are.
A few years ago, there was a fundraiser for an organization that's trying to do something to change our gun laws, do something to help the families who have already been victimized by the fecklessness and the greed and corruption of our politicians who allow this to continue happening over and over again. The fundraiser was called the Sandy Hook Promise. And when I came across this, I had seen it earlier when it had first come out. But when Garza was talking about his daughter trying to call the cops or to call for help, it reminded me of this ad that they put out to help with their fundraising efforts. It's difficult to watch, but it helps you visualize what it's like to be a child who's dealing with this circumstance. Let's watch.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
And I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
So that actually happens in our schools. That actually happens. And monsters, not just politicians, but gun rights freaks in this country who go, yeah, I don't mind as long as I get to have my gun.
And regulate women's bodies.
Yeah, I don't mind all those kids being killed. I have a hobby, I have my rights. So what do you need an AR-15 for? I don't care, I like it, I get off on it. So if your kids are murdered, I don't care. My wife and I had a discussion after the shooting about whether we should buy bulletproof vests for our kids. Everyone in school is now, all the parents are discussing, okay, how do we teach the kids to barricade themselves? How do we teach them to try to defend themselves against the shooter? The lunatic Republicans are talking about locking down the whole schools and making sure that nobody can get in or out. Oh, by the way, then coward cops will be even more reluctant to go in. And we're all having insane conversations because our politicians won't do anything. So 88% of Americans want federal background checks, but we don't have a democracy. It doesn't matter. 67% want assault rifles banned. That is 2/3 of the country. In a democracy, that shouldn't even be a question. But we don't have a democracy. Instead, the NRA and other groups have spent $190 million lobbying over the last couple of decades and $50 million in direct bribes to politicians. All those politicians are drenched in our children's blood. If they don't like it, they should change their goddamn policies. But no, they will do absolutely nothing, and scenes like you just saw will happen in a school near you. And for the people who died and the kids who died, it's already too late, and there'll be more dead. But on top of that, everyone is terrorized. We're all scared to death for what's gonna happen to our kids. Our kids are scared to death of going to schools. There is no other country that allows this. We are the only ones who allow it because our politicians are the sickest people on earth. They are selected by donors to be the least moral people in the country. Hey, I will give you bribes to burn down the planet. I will give you bribes so you make sure that drug prices are high and people die. I will give you bribes so that you can make sure that we do no gun control so that children can be massacred in schools. And every son of a bitch Republican said, I would love to take those bribes. I would love it, and I don't mind all of your kids dying. And the Democrats, some of them took the bribes, and the ones that didn't were like, oh, our Republican colleagues and the goddamn filibuster and the goddamn parliamentarian are more important to your kids. We're all cowards, so we're gonna lay down. Jonathan Larson, our reporter, managing editor at TYT Investigates, made a great point. Congressional Democrats are like the coward cops in front of the school. They just won't go in. They just won't go in.
Yeah.
The Republicans let our children get butchered every day, and the congressional Democrats say, there's nothing we can do. You goddamn cowards, there's a lot you can do, and you're choosing not to do it. You're on goddamn vacation right now. Screw all the politicians. Vote every incumbent out. They're all the most corrupt people in the country, and don't ever listen to a reporter telling you to respect politicians.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.